So on the back side of my RV, I have this carrier, the VEVOR or VEVOR, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the exact pronunciation of the name, but you do have this carrying cart. So I hope this helps you take the two main devices, flip them over, then line this main pillar up with the two holes here and the two holes up there. And you're gonna put all four of these bolts through it. So with this flipped over, you'll put the bolts coming up from the bottom and then the nut on top and the washer underneath that nut. Tighten all four down and then proceed. The only big negative about this, after getting out of the box, these instructions are atrocious. It says the plates and so on and so forth. So plates I'm talking about are these little plates here and here and here and there. So we got four of them. You got one and two that look identical, and then you have a third one that has a little ridge on it. I'm guessing that goes over top. All right, two 17mm sockets to get the job done. You're gonna have 8 bolts, 8 washers, 8 nuts on this side. You have one of those plates fit on the inside of this, and then this larger plate fit on the outside. You have 2 holes that line up here and there for the following step. On the other side, you have that one plate and the plate with the rim. One plate goes on the inside, the rim goes on the outside. 8 bolts, 8 washers, 8 nuts. Screw it all in. It seems like overkill, but at least it's solid. Wish we would have done the welds as rigid and redundant as the bolt system, because these welds look a little sketchy. And I can already see one of these spot welds is already busted loose, and they seem to have those type of welds all the way around this. So not sure how much I'm going to trust on this. I'm not going to put a ton of weight. It says max capacity of 500 pounds. I might keep it underneath that for sure. So the next portion is this device. This is going to go into your hitch. This is going to be the back of your hitch. You have the biggest bolt going through here with the washer and a nut, and then you have your cotter pin bolt here. This is for rotation. So when you want to bring this whole thing up and not all the way down, you can now rotate this by pulling up, and this will pivot on that. And then when you want it locked into place, you don't want it to rotate, and you take your cotter pin and stick it in there like that. And now it won't rotate up or down. And then you also, when you have this all the way up and you want to lock it in the upright position, you put this back through when it's underneath this bar, just like that. So that's pretty much it. You have this is the rotating hitch, which is great. I like that idea. And this is obviously a hitch plate. This is an anti-movement plate. This will go in reverse of actually what I have it. It does, it prevents the whole cargo container from rocking back and forth, and it keeps it more taut to the vehicle you have it on. And then you have your carrying cases right there, and the net. Instructions are absolute garbage, so hopefully this helps you install everything and get it going. So on the back side of my RV, I have this carrier, the VEVOR or VEVOR, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the exact pronunciation of the name, but you do have this carrying cart. It supposedly holds 500 plus pounds. You can see it right there. So the spot welds on the actual wire bottom on this thing are probably the biggest letdown. I think is the biggest con. They don't look to be all that fantastic. I wish they would have done a little bit more welding or something a little bit more rigid. The main beams underneath will hold your weight that you need here, but they are also pretty spot welded as well. And time will tell. Haven't had this that long, and I don't plan on putting a ton of weight on it. But if you're looking to put a ton of weight on it, I wouldn't go this route. But if you're looking for regular cargo, basic bags and gear, it's gonna do just fine. Overall quality, I would say, from what I'm seeing out of the box, is probably a 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. I've seen better carriers, but there's also carriers that are much more expensive than this. If you're not looking to carry a ton of weight, this is a great option. Plus, it comes with a waterproof sealed bag that I store a bunch of my excess, odds and ends in, trimmers and oil and tools and a bunch of other things to keep it out of the sun. And also, this does come with a little security lock that you would have like on luggage, that you can lock these two zippers together. It's not the best security, but at least it's something so people can't just unzip it and take your stuff. Also, with this carrier, when you undo this pin right here, this little cotter pin, this whole unit folds up right against the back of the RV, which is great, or the back of your truck or car, whatever you want to do, and that way it's out of the way. It still sticks out about the thickness of the actual device, but for the most part, it's great to be able to fold it up and get rid of it and not have to worry about it. Overall quality, I'd say 6.5 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. I like the waterproof bag a lot.